Welcome back. Saronic Technologies, an autonomous shipbuilding company further advancing America's maritime superiority, investing $3 billion in a Texas shipyard. Port Alpha in Brownsville is designed to build the next generation of autonomous vessels and expand U.S. maritime production capacity. Joining me now is Saronic Technologies CEO Dino Mavrookas. Dino, congratulations. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Marianne. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we're very interested in all that you are doing, Dino. I want to get your take first, broadly speaking, about autonomous vessels and how they have changed the battlefield, if you will, quote unquote, and how it is really a changing face of our defense capabilities today.
Yeah, if you look at what autonomy is providing, it's providing brand new capabilities and the ability to scale platforms. I'll talk a lot about building at scale, but look, we're in a shipbuilding crisis in this country. And if you look at what autonomy is able to deliver, just look at what our platforms have done in the Straits of Hormuz. I know you mentioned earlier on the broadcast, we were involved in a rescue of 2 downed Apache pilots. A couple weeks later, those same autonomous vessels conducted an offensive strike on an Iranian port. We're opening up the capabilities for naval commanders. We're giving them the ability to project power and deliver the mission without putting people at harm's way. And we're doing that in a really big way through autonomy.
Well, that's what I want to ask you, because it feels like this is a fundamental change in naval warfare. And that's what I'd like to know more about. I mean, look, thank you to Saronic and your incredible team there to actually be part of that rescue. Of course, the rescue was carried out by the U.S. military, our greatest in the country, but they used specifically a Saronic Corsair unmanned surface vessel operating as part of the Navy's autonomous systems capability. And you actually were able to rescue the 2 downed pilots that we lost, and the whole country was so nervous for that 24-hour period when we could not find that second pilot. Tell me about that operation.
Well, I can't get into too many specifics of the operation for a lot of reasons, but what I will say is, again, we're proud to be able to support our military, and as a company, we're just extremely proud that the Navy and the military trusted our systems. I mean, combat search and rescue, this is the highest stakes operations there are. The trusted autonomous platforms, and this is our autonomous platforms, and this is the first time a mission like this has ever been conducted by autonomy. And I can tell you personally, through experience, that being able to rescue soldiers, pilots behind enemy lines without putting additional people at risk is a massive, massive benefit to our soldiers and sailors and airmen overseas.
Well, that's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And as Americans, we have to thank you and the company. But if the military trusted your vessel, your autonomous vessels, with rescuing American pilots who were under fire in the enemy land, what missions are you expecting to have going forward in terms of autonomous ships taking the lead in the next crisis? And how quickly can you build them?
Yeah. Well, we're building extremely fast, and you mentioned it earlier. What does the future of naval warfare really look like? And you know, Maria, we're in a shipbuilding crisis in this country. China outbuilds us 230 to 1. I mean, Maria, our naval fleet is shrinking. We have 0.1% of shipbuilding capacity. Port Alpha, which is our next generation shipyard, is going to turn that around in a massive, massive way, and we're investing in that now. And these are some of the highest priorities of the president, right? He put out the Maritime Executive Order, the Maritime Action Plan. You have the SHIPS Act in Congress. So we're going to answer that call in a really big way. We're going to invest billions of dollars. We're going to create 10,000 jobs. We're going to bring online 150,000 gross tons of shipbuilding capacity pretty much on our first phase. And to put that in context, that's 1.5x the total shipbuilding capacity in this country today. We're going to break ground in 26. We're going to be operational in 28. That's because that's what this country needs. We need to be able to build ships again. So if you put on a futuristic lens and you look 5 to 10 years in the future, there's no reason autonomous warships firing hypersonic missiles can't be projecting force for our naval fleet in a way that we can actually build and scale again.
Yeah, no, I think this Port Alpha sounds real interesting, and the push to build autonomous vessels is becoming more and more important as the U.S. builds up the industrial base, the maritime industrial base. President Trump told me many times that we are in the shipbuilding crisis. You've said it now twice. A lot of people agree. We've really fallen behind in terms of shipbuilding. How did that happen? And how much of a gap do you believe autonomy, these autonomous vessels, can solve versus simply building more traditional ships?
Well, we can't just keep building traditional ships the way we've been building them. The workforce, the supply chain, so many structural things have changed. And you ask, why did it change? And I'll give you kind of two moments in history. First, we'll go back to 1981. President Reagan did away with a shipbuilding subsidy for the difference in construction costs for the commercial market. The international commercial market for U.S. ships basically went away overnight. With it, the supply chain and the workforce. Then in 1993, you had this massive reduction in the defense budget. The defense budget shrunk by 25%. The Navy's budget shrunk by 41%. So you had a decimation of the commercial shipbuilding market, followed by a decimation of the military shipbuilding market. And that persisted for the last 30 years. Now we have to turn that around. That takes an all-of-country effort. That takes the president's leadership. That takes industry investing billions of dollars, rebuilding the workforce, revitalizing the supply chains, and getting back to where we were, right? That is a massive, massive undertaking. And if we keep just building the same ships in the same shipyards, we're not going to get there. Autonomy is vital to this effort.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, the Journal this morning writes about the Pentagon buying some weapons from startups. And they write that according to one person's analysis, Anduril and Saronic accounted for about a quarter of all Pentagon contract spending to the startup cohort last year. I want to get your take on what the U.S. is spending money on in terms of all of this investment from private equity as well as from government. Have you ever seen this kind of interest before?
No. This is, to put it plain and simple, and I was in the military for 11 years. I was in the SEAL teams from 2004 to 2015. I spent 5 years on SEAL Team 6. I just say that to say this. This is the fastest I have seen the government move on anything in my lifetime. That said, we're still in the early days, like very, very early innings. If you look at the base budget, the military, the Department of War, is only spending 1% on autonomy. Right. 1%.
Yeah,
now, the president is making this massive push. He's requested $1.5 trillion for the new budget moving forward. A lot of that is going to go towards autonomy, and that's exactly what we need. We need more spending towards autonomy, towards new types of systems, towards these new entrants, and changing that mix from 99%, 1% to more towards new systems.
So do you think the U.S. can beat China when it comes to shipbuilding and autonomous vessels?
We don't have to beat China in the traditional sense of let's go outbuild what they're building. We are going to beat China in the new way. We're going to beat China. We're going to outproduce China by building autonomous vessels, by building the future of the maritime industry, by building software-defined platforms, by building new shipyards that are more efficient than the shipyards that the Chinese have, and deterring them with asymmetric capabilities, ships that can be built cheaper and at higher rates and controlled by software. We don't need to go and build 1,200-foot cargo containers. We certainly can, and we will be able to at Port Alpha, but that's not necessarily the deterrence that our military is looking for, and that's what we're going to deliver.
Do autonomous vessels replace sailors? Is it an aside for the sailor? What about that in terms of replacing the sailor at sea?
So again, let's fast forward 10 years. You're very much looking for a hybrid manned and unmanned fleet. We're not trying to replace sailors. What we're looking at doing is keeping sailors out of harm's way, right? And going back to the production capacity, a naval destroyer, for example, 6 to 8 years to build one of them, costs $3 billion, and it carries 100 missiles and about 500 people. Once those 100 missiles are gone, those 500 people are in real danger, right? How do we keep those people safe, provide more firepower forward, and deliver a capability that can scale at a much, much lower price point, right? Let's get ships in the water. Let's get ships in the water fast, and let's keep people safe.
Has that first combat mission changed the demand? Certainly the Pentagon demand, but without giving us any classified information, can you give us a sense of what you learned from that extraordinary mission of rescuing the 2 downed pilots?
I mean, anytime you're operating in real combat environments, you're learning a ton every single day. And this is what we've done with the Navy from pretty much the day we started the company, is providing feedback from the operators, integrating that feedback into our system, iterating and developing, and staying one step ahead. And that's exactly what we're doing in the Straits of Hormuz right now. We're working alongside our military partners. We're developing and iterating, and we're advancing our platforms at the speed of software.
Yeah, wow. And do you need anything in terms of barriers, in terms of from a congressional standpoint, in terms of permitting, Dino, or regulatory changes that would assist in terms of continuing to build and continuing to mass produce?
We work with our partners on Capitol Hill very, very closely. I think one of the things that we're looking at doing currently is not only defense, but commercial. We talked about the importance of the commercial market for workforce, for supply chain, for economies of scale. This is how you actually provide better products to the department, and you drive down costs to our military. We're not looking to just drive up costs in the old cost-plus format. We're looking at building at scale and lowering the cost dramatically. To do that, you have to operate in the commercial market, and we're working with our partners on Capitol Hill to change the regulations moving forward for autonomous shipping in the commercial market, and that's something we're going to shape and prove out with our technology.
Really awesome stuff. I'll tell you, President Trump's agenda has triggered an incredible growth story for so much defense tech, and I find it incredibly exciting. I love the story and love what you're doing. Dino, I want to thank you for your service to our great nation. Thank you for all of your work in the military. And we'll be watching Saronic. Thank you, Dino.
Thank you, Maria.
Dino Mavrookas joining us from Saronic. We'll be right back. Stay with us.